Amidst the silence of the woods, Anastasia suddenly heard the faint sounds of approaching footsteps. She spun around, feeling equally anxious and relieved as she waited for someone to appear from over the undulating road. Slowly, Gorgeous was revealed, walking straight toward her. His presence in her time of need and amongst such beautiful scenery made her momentarily question if she was merely dreaming. "Are you lost?" he asked, stopping right in front of her. I. Anastasia tried to respond, while staring so intently upon him that everything else seemed to become a blur. "I'm so lost," she finally admitted, forcing her gaze from him and onto her surroundings. "Can you give me directions to Evergreen Road?" "You're far from home," he noted. "Let me take you there." "Thanks, I really appreciate that," Anastasia said before he began leading her forward. She smiled at him, even though he was looking straight ahead with a serious expression upon his face. "You shouldn't be out here," he warned, "especially alone." "You were alone too," Anastasia pointed out. He smirked at her comment and then cast her a quick, interested glance. "I guess you're right." "I'm not trying to pry," Anastasia began hesitantly after a slight pause in their conversation. "But why are you out here?" "It's where I live." "I didn't see a house." "You're inquisitive," he stated in a friendly manner, despite the flicker of fear in his eyes. "I promise you there's a house back there." "I'll take your word for it, then," Anastasia replied in a slightly flirtatious tone. "That's entirely up to you." Anastasia's heart fluttered as he smiled at her, their eyes lingering on each other for several moments. She felt the overwhelming urge to kiss him, but when he broke his gaze, she realized that she was being way too hasty. "My name's Anastasia, by the way," she said, wondering why he hadn't introduced himself first. He looked away, almost as if he no longer wanted to be there. "I'm Frost," he responded. Anastasia had to hide her surprise. How could this be the boy who Kate had insulted so mercilessly? Frost was extremely handsome, and he looked like he could be the captain of any sports team. According to all the high school cliches she'd ever heard, that would put him at the top of every girl's boyfriend wish list. "Frost is an unusual name, but I like it," Anastasia said, trying desperately to forget everything that Kate had said about him. "What does it mean?" "The state of freezing." "That's not what I'm asking," Anastasia said with an amused smirk, all the while thinking that's exactly how she would have answered if she were him. Suddenly, Frost stopped dead in his tracks and stood still and tense. It was as if he'd heard something, even though the woods were as quiet as ever. "Frost, what's wrong?" Anastasia asked, studying his concerned expression. "Shh," he whispered while staring into the woods in an intense manner. "We're in danger."